So let's dig in a little bit more on
Hmm.
booking tech. You wrote actually the booking tech report from our
Yes.
last year's study of operators. What stood out to you from that report, from the research in that report? What stuck with you from that?
That it's still considered as overwhelming.
Mm.
There's over 300 res techs available on the market. And look, it varies what's available in each different region. But for an average operator, it can seem overwhelming. I know I need a system, but I just don't know where to start. Which
Yeah.
one is better than the next? And so this is where we see what I call the one and dones, where they go, oh, so and so up the road uses it for their business. I'll just put in the same platform and they'll do a demo and then they'll go, oh, that'll do. And then they just put it in.
Mhm.
And then in implementation or a few months after, they go, oh, it's actually not doing what I really need it to do. And then they churn and then they jump to the next one and so on. And so, whilst in the report you could see that booking tech satisfaction had actually increased, there was still a huge amount that were not satisfied with their booking tech. Now, I have the benefit in my business that I get to play in a lot of different booking technology platforms. And so I see a lot of the variances and the differences, and they're actually pretty good. They usually do what they say on the box. And I always say too that like they 80% of what you need, every single booking system does. They all do the same thing. It just varies in user flow, intuitiveness, but they usually do the same thing. So I guess that kind of comes back to, again, why I even started Bookable Tourism in, well, are you procuring technology correctly? Do you actually know what you need before you put in a booking system? Do you know what the business needs are? Do you have a plan for the business? Are you planning to grow your business? So what tool do you need to help you facilitate that growth? Or what tool do you need to help run your operations? Or what tool do you need to grow your channels? What is it you actually need? And I find that report still highlighted that to me, that a lot of businesses still don't actually know what they need before finding a booking system. And I think that comes back to education and going, well, here's a really good framework and follow this framework and you should find a good platform for your business as well. So that really stood out to me from the booking tech report.
What would you say to operators? I feel like part of the message is don't get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Easier
Yeah.
said than done.
Easier said than done. As I always say, there are three things that determine best fit. So, firstly, is that we know the 80% rule, they do the same, and that through understanding your business needs is highlighting that 20% difference between the different systems. And so, if you know what your business needs, you're going to figure out pretty quickly what that 20% looks like. And then the second thing is ease of use. Is this easy for me to use on a day-to-day basis and what I need? And intuitiveness, because in tourism, we know we are quite a transient industry. We often have a lot of people who we hire up over our peak seasons. We need systems that are easy to train new staff that are only going to be with us for 3-4 months. It's not going to have them all locked away in a room for 2 days learning how to use a system. So
Yeah.
it's got to be really intuitive as well. So they're my three main things I tell anyone of what to look out for that booking system. So, but number one rule is know what your business needs first. So before you even look at a booking system, sit down, write a list of what do I actually need and think about it from a granular perspective. So don't just go, I need an online checkout. Think about, well, what kind of checkout do you need? Do you want a widget? Do you want an iframe? What's the user flow look like? Can I put my own colors? Branding is like, how configurable is it? Can I put my Google Analytics code or my metapixels? All of that kind of information. Think about it on that granular level of what do I actually need from this. But that's the number one thing, is know what you need, know what you want from a tool like this. View it as a business, as a tool, like you would as having an email platform, like having a CRM. It is a tool to the business. Don't think of it as a cost of sales. So make sure you budget it as a business expense, not a cost of sale, because it's to facilitate a booking. It's not actively selling your booking. It's to hold the booking. Going back to Jerry Seinfeld, it's to hold the booking. And then once you've got that together, Then start shortlisting your booking platforms and start going, okay, well, have a look at their websites, send those inquiries through and ask for a demo, and then you can go from there. And remember, you don't have to be a one and done. If you've done one demo and you're still not 100% sure, you can always ask for another demo and ask for specific things. And the other thing to remember is there is no one booking system that's perfect. There is always going to be gaps or something that it doesn't quite do that you want it to do. That's okay, but just being aware at that procurement level of when you're purchasing it of these gaps, and then asking to see what's the workarounds, what does it look like, because I need this outcome. So be outcome driven, not process based as well, because again, putting in your booking system changes processes internally. So really be outcome driven about what are the outcomes I need, because at the end of the day, a piece of technology should be making your life easier, not harder as well. So really focus on those outcomes and making sure that you've got the most streamlined processes to deliver those outcomes that you need. So that's my quick 101
Amazing.
on where to
That's
start.
that's that's great advice. Thank you so much. That's a great note to end on as well, is just
Yeah.
how to make this really practical for people. And I feel like coming back to where we started, if this all sounds like too much to you or it sounds exciting, come to Arrival. We'll do it in
Yes.
person.
Yes, we'll be
Mhm.
there.
We'll
And
figure it out in person. Yeah.
exactly. And the res techs will be there, the channel managers,
Yeah.
everybody's there. So it is literally a smorgasbord of everything you need as an activity and tour operator and an attraction. Everyone's there. So it's such a great place to connect with these different players and make intros and just network with your peers as well. That's one of the most valuable things is that I love about Arrival as well, is that you have tour operators all in the room learning from each other, asking those questions. And, that's also the extra value of it as well. So definitely come along to Arrival and we'll be there. So you can come and ask us questions too. And yeah, learn some more.